Okay. I believe it'll record. Okay, I think it's recording now. Should be recording now. I don't know what happened before, but I spent 20 minutes thinking I was recording a video, and it turns out I wasn't. Anyways, hello, people. Welcome to another Dev blog number 3. Um, I don't know if I've been on schedule, like on a schedule, like even accidentally. Um, yeah. Um, anyways, It's an update. It's an update to the game engine. So there's been a few changes to the game. A few shader changes, code changes, and quality of life changes. So I think it's a good thing, good place to start with the what I think is the less exciting part, which is the shaders. So yes, things have changed with the shaders. As you might might have been able to tell, I am going for a cel shaded look game. Um, Also, everything will be outlined. Well, a lot of things will be outlined at least. Specifically, characters will have that sort of aesthetic. Anyways, that means I needed a shader that can do what I do. I'm not a graphics programmer at all. Um, so it's not something I can really come up on my own. So of course I needed to find what I needed, and Unity has it. Unity has the Toon shader, um, one of which comes with one of which does offer outlining. Right, it's Toon shader, and there's like four of them. One's like a basic, very flat Toon shader, just the flat Toon shader outlining. There's another lit Toon shader with no outline and an outline. Yeah. Anyways, so that's what I'm using here. Problem was that this is what the shader was before. This is what would happen, right? So you set this it's like you set the size of stroke, right? And it stays that way forever and ever and ever. That's not gonna cut it here, right? So I had to adjust the shader a little bit. I just had to like one thing, really, just like one thing. I apologize for that. Anyways, I just moved like one thing in two different places in the shader, the original shader. I copied it, so it's not like an old complete overwrite, but yeah, it's copy and adjusted version of it. So now the outlines are behaving as I want them. They're there. They get thicker as you get closer, and they stay that same relative thickness relative to um the affected object, um as it should be, All right. The next other good thing that I adjusted was a um let's say put it over here. Another shader for the boxes. Now, of course, you may know if you play fighting games, it's important box have box information, right? Um, and it's something good as it's a good debugging tool for the developers, and it's good debugging and research tool for gamers. They want to see where their hits are going, what the boxes look like, why are things missing, why are they hitting so wildly, etc., etc. So there's boxes, right? They gotta exist there, and you gotta always be able to see them. So now you can. All right. I don't know if you can see it that well, but it's appearing through the wall. So yeah, it's always visible, right? Z test off. That's it. The shout out to Will for that one. I was not actually looking to make that adjustment at the time, but I started a conversation with him about something a little bit different, and ended up with this. So I didn't get what I wanted, but I got something a bit better. So it's all good. It's all good. Next I have been working on something. It's finicky. So as you may know, Unity's native input system is is subpar. Outside of small use cases just like single player games, um, and very basic use cases like you know, expecting a keyboard and joystick controller setup. You know that would make things like really simple to to have, but for fighting him, it's not enough. I get you go on about what sort of features is missing. Maybe not maybe me, but like somebody could. Anyways, it's missing features like hot swapping. You can't hot swap controls because they don't really have identification. You know, so I've been working on a way to have to develop an input system for utilizing the API. So, and I'm using a tool called um Input Manager CC. CC stands for Complete Control, and it is making use of the existing Unity API for input handling. So it does carry some of those issues. It does make things a little bit easier to set up controls. So I found a workaround around that. So like I have functions set up so I can um I have functions set up so I can like set the joysticks without changing controller rebinds. I said here I would have not changed it so you could like also set the rebinds here. That hasn't changed at all. But yeah, these are the functions right here for the specific player. You set up Xbox inputs or PlayStation. Play PlayStation, but I'm assuming it's just direct input to control it. It's the only one I have. I don't know of any like other controllers that I can actually support. But if there's other controllers, I'm sorry, I don't think I could really develop support for that sort of thing because I don't have the tools. So it makes it really complicated. Anyways, that's what that is. That's the situation with that. Oh, let's show some gameplay. Barely any gameplay, of course. It's still walk back and forth. You can crouch. You can't see it, but you can crouch. This is me holding down, back. Anyways, we're here. All right. So I gotta always flip this switch here. All right. So you know what? Before I get into the gameplay itself, I'll just go over some quality of life changes that I made. Um, my custom editor. This is a custom editor. It's not much, as you can see. It's fine. It provides the interface that I need. All this is it's a move list. That's right. That's all it is. That it's going to be on a character by character basis, as you can see. This one's for Defunk. This one's it'll have pardon. Pardon me. This one's for the character Defunk, and there'll be others for other characters, obviously. So yeah, this is just a move list. Then using reorderable list, to make them easier to manipulate and whatnot. Because if you don't use them, it's just gonna be holy hell on earth. If you want to adjust something, you gotta you know what I'm talking. If you use Unity, you know what I'm talking about. It's terrible. Anyways, custom editor, simple, barely using anything really. Listing moves here, and this right here is a move. This is specifically a move. This is a list of moves. This is a move. All right. So this is where like a lot of the magic happens, or as the combat would be concerned. Here you can do a lot of things so far. You can set the name of the move, the type of attack that it is. I think it will actually have some effect on like what they do. Yeah, like the spin meter, whatnot. Meter. You set up the different buttons that you want the player to input. So you can set up two different, but excuse me, you can set up two different buttons: the direction, two different buttons, and also, excuse me, I got burps. Not burps, hiccups. Another button that is a modifier. It's called amp, and I can explain that at a later time what that actually means. Also, meter requirement, whether it be used in the air or not. This value is probably going to change because I just remembered there's also got to be crouching moves, right? So this might not be a boolean in the future. It might actually be like an enum, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, and meter requirements. You'll see how much meter it requires before you can execute a move, you know. So yeah. Oh, buddy. All right, I'm sorry. It's not like it's late or anything. It's just, I mean, it's actually early, but it's like I haven't not been asleep. It's 5 in the morning, almost 6 in the morning. I haven't been asleep yet, so you know how my life is right now. It's all type of messed up, and it's my fault. Anyways, this is the heart of the matter right here. This is frame data. It has all the information about what type of state is this. Is startup? It's mainly for like this is mainly for like you know, just metadata, the information for the player and the developer to see, you know, what's what it is, what state it is. So it's usable for the player and the developer as well. Anyways, you said there's other properties, counter state, like if you can counter hit, invincible. Here's the thing, because of how the box is set up, I'm not even sure if I need this here. I could actually probably remove it if I'm being honest. Actually, no, I don't know. I'll leave it there for now. It's gonna stay there. First can cancel indicates whether you can cancel a move. And yeah, other properties dash say blah 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 blah. You see, you get the point. Click on that button here, this button right here. And you click one of these buttons here. This will show cancellables, which is this is like a list. This is kind of like move list here. It's just a list of moves, but this is specifically cancelable moves. These are moves that you can cancel into at this specific frame. If you land a hit, of course, right? So there's nothing here yet. I can't remove that. I'll leave it. Boxes though is very important. I let it play. All right, let's go back. Play. All right, frame 1. All right, quality of life changes. First of all, is the entire editor itself. I put a lot of work in like getting everything to position how I want it. Ooh, I gotta adjust this box size. It's kind of stupid. Get everything positioned. I have like a system set up where I can um just like sort of like feed it data and it'll like sort of like display all of these properties here. Let me show you real quick. It's like just like I have it set up so I can. Where is it? It's like right, yeah, right here. So it's like a list of stuff here that I can just feed it this class, this option class with this data, and it'll going through this loop and set up all the properties how I have them. They're the column, row, size, and etc. And it'll just populate it. There's gonna be like some exceptions for like some of the properties. Like some of them need to be adjusted based on data type. Um, so like they'll need some special stuff like this is box info. It's a it's a list. So like it's not gonna it would not fit in this area. So I moved it below the whole frame data list. All right. And the same thing for cancellables. Pushback and given recovery, those are um two different fields. It's a class, right, that has two properties. So I needed to make it so it's specially listed out that information. Um, as you can see here. Yeah, and it's the same thing here, I believe. Anyways, what is it? I don't think it is. Wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyways, you get the idea. I put a lot of effort into this editor, and it has made things a lot easier to make things editable. When editing. Anyways, things work the same as before. You can change the properties of a thing here. I got like two new things that I added here that I have not really given a designation as far as um like their like the color. So like they'll if they believe they just default to white out of range. Yeah, let's put that back where it was. Push. There you go. Yeah, so I gotta give them some purpose, as you can see. Um, um, I can easily add boxes, move them around, etc., etc., and remove them. Can also remove an entire frame, and it'll remove those boxes out of the scene and out of memory, basically. Um, all seamlessly. It's like they're all kept in a list. Here, all just kept in like a list here. And just they're kept there based on like the frame, etc., etc. Make them easy to edit and manipulate and all that jazz. Um, Also another the a big quality of life changes. Before I had to keep changing this value, local frame, in order to see exactly what the boxes for a specific frame look like, but now I can just click on something here and it will go to that frame, and it's showing frame 4 index 3 of a move with all the box data all there. So yeah, it makes things a lot easier. um no Development. So yeah, it's great. finally, I would like to show the buffer system to make this very, very apparent as I exemplify this. Light Punch, as it stands right now, is not it's senselessly long, but it's a 30 frame move because I just exploded, the move, the frame data for testing purposes, of course. Anyways, this thing will last 30 frames. I don't think the jump even lasts that long. Probably does. Anyways, it's not an air move, so it doesn't matter. Anyways, you can see you press the button, it comes out. There's a hard punch. Ooh. Why is that coming out twice? I wonder. What about the buffer system doing that? Oh yeah, it's because the buffer system right now is so huge that it's basically catching the same input again. All right, that's what that is. Anyways, what I really want to show is how the buffer system works. I already did basically, but yeah. So like, it buffer system is basically just a queue for moves, and you can. So it's like you can input a move X frames before the actual move ends. It's like how other games work. Street Fighter 5 is like has like a 3 frame input buffer, something like that. Tekken has an input buffer that's probably a lot. I believe it's significantly larger. But yeah. So as you might be able to hear it from my stick, my fight stick. You can see there in the editor, and then putting the buttons a lot sooner than 30 frames, but it's still coming out on a press it because of the buffer system. So yes, that's how it's work. The buffer system will not be 30 freaking frames. I promise you that. It'd probably be I don't know, probably maybe 5.3. I don't know. I'm gonna tweak it as I actually flesh out the combat a bit more. So yes, that is the current state of the game as it stands right now. Ooh, went over 20 minutes again. I was kind of hoping that I would get under that on the second recording, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, that is the current state of the game as it stands right now. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, see what you think. You loving it, you hating it. Advice, accept stop. I will not accept stop as advice. Take that, shove it where the sun don't shine. So yeah, that's all I have to show for now. Awesome. I'd like to give a huge shout out to Will over at Sector K Games. Yeah, they're developing a Punch Planet. I'll leave a link in the description to the website and their Steam page where they are in early access. The game Punch Planet is in early access, $20. I believe the price will go up from that as they add more characters. Right now there are 5 characters in the game, but they plan on having 8 on release. So the game is good. I personally honestly don't play it much. I have not played it in a while, honestly. But I definitely advocate for this game because it is a good game. It's definitely something that needs more attention, and really needs a chance to shine. So please check it out. Check out the game. You can take it if you give it a look. And give your feedback to the devs and tell them how much you love the game because you're gonna love it or else. Anyways, that's it for me. I'm out of here. I'll see you in the next update. Peace.